What's up, everyone? Chris here, casting a game, Zeza versus eduv, Vietnam versus Celts, and we're guessing their ELO. This is a user-submitted game. They sent it to me. Feel free to do the same. Send me your game, any high-action game, and if you don't tell me your rating, we'll take a guess. And if you do, I'll put it in the description so that people can find games around their skill level if they want to learn. Alright, so we see Zeza, Vietnamese here. He did build his two houses smoothly and is scouting with sheep with shift clicking. Very good. Found all his resources at 1 minute 20 seconds. Okay, that's pretty good. Now let's see what he's doing here. So he did have the choice, the two different lumber positions here. And goes for the back one. And is looking... Oh, geez, his opponent just stole his boar. Wow, early. Well, now we get to see how he deals with it. That's a bit dicey. He knows where his opponent's base is, so he can definitely steal back if he wants. Looks like he's chosen not to do that. These sheep are a little ways from the TC. Oh, there we go. Kept full villager production there. Good stuff. He's using houses as part of a wall. That's good. Now, luring deer, that's definitely what you want to do if you get lane like this. You also want to get on berries as early as possible, too. That would help. Maybe kill that scout. Oh, yeah. He's got him. Nice. 3 on wood. That one's a little inefficient. Not a big deal, but... Okay. Focus much more on the food under the TC here. 3 on wood means he's probably trying to go up pretty quickly. Hasn't built the mill. There we go. Okay, pop 19. So just seeing, you know, his opponent. Does he know what his opponent's doing? No, he doesn't know he's being dressed yet. If you're against Celts or any dressed civ, you want to know that right away. This will surprise him a little bit, I think, when he sees the militia. But the militia might not have scouted, so they might not know where to go. Oh, he has walled in. Okay, well, that's good. Guess he did see these. And walled in the berries. That's good. Missing one tile there. We'll see if he can get into... Ooh. Gotta slow down a bit. Getting a bit too quick here. So you have 4 villagers, 3 militia. Yeah, it's a tough question whether you want to fight or wall there. Now, you could finish walling him in. Oh, he's going for it. Get him. Even if you wall that now, you can really hit these pretty good. That's a little unfortunate. So I will say, obviously, if you have the time to pre-wall, you want to... Usually you build the mill 1 tile further back. It's a little easier to wall in. This is going to be a bit annoying to deal with. Here you fight back, I think. I guess you run. Yeah, tough to say. You have a scout there. Did he get the wood upgrade? Yes, he did. Okay. 3 on gold. That's fair. Good job here. Taking some good hits when his opponent wasn't paying attention. Now, when your scout's on 1 HP, I don't think you want to fight with it anymore, because you want to scout with that. That's just a tip, by the way. If you definitely don't fight with the scout if it's on low HP like that. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, just going to build a farm. That makes sense. Yeah, I guess use your archers to deal with it. Now let's see what his opponent's doing, because this will tell us a little bit about the skill level too. So he is palisade walling in. He's mostly finished. Is he going to go straight to Castle Age? Yes, he is. I think. Yeah, definitely is. Once he gets these deer and that on wood. Okay, so this is going to be a little tough to deal with. Now, obviously, if you want to hit the deer villagers, but it might be tough to know without that scout where those are. So obviously, if you had the scout, you'd be looking around to see what you can do, what your opponent is doing. Also, it helps take down walls quicker. I would definitely recommend, in this mid-feudal age zone right here, you only want 3 on gold if you only have 1 archery range. Maybe 4, but 3 or 4, not 5. definitely get wood a little bit more and make a few more farms there. Now let's see when you're scouting here. Now you do know he has wood here if you look at the Fog of War. You definitely want to hide behind that. That'd be the first spot I'd recommend. Yeah, looks like you're going right there. That's good. And you are walling in. I was going to say, yeah, grab a villager and start walling in. That's good. This just gets annoying for your opponent. That's going to make it annoying to build this. Oh, he has no loom. He has no loom, jeez. You're right-clicking like crazy right there trying to get that villager. Tower is definitely a good idea. If you see he's going to market. Anyone who's going to market, it makes you wonder, like, is this Wong or is this someone just trying to boom here? And with no loom, I'd definitely be aggressive. 2 villagers going forward, okay. If it's just 2 villagers, you might want to hide that. Well, it's tough to hide that behind the wood, but if he sees it, he can build faster than you with 4 villagers or something like that, so. Yeah, and you took 1 off goal. Oh, that's good. Good economy balance now, it looks like. Whenever you start running low on berries, take a couple of them off, put them on wood, and the other ones to start building farms, or else you're going to have 7 villagers to surprise not doing anything, which is quite a few. Good job there, luring the militia back to the town center. And you do want to, with that 1 villager that's walling, keep building houses too. You can see you might get housed here in a sec. That's a useful trick for everyone. Especially, you know, and if you get too far ahead in houses, just start building walls, palisade walls. That single villager will save you too, because sometimes you'll get half your base walled, and then your opponent's going knights or something like that, and it's easy to close off the other half. But if you have to do the whole thing all in a rush at, you know, 16:30 or 17 minutes, if they're pretty quick at their uptime, it can be a pretty big surprise. It looks like your opponent's trying to focus on not fighting here anyway, though, so. The other thing I want to add is, thinking about fletching here. I would typically wall this in, even with just a few palisade tiles around the outside, maybe a house. Ooh, good find here. That's going to be annoying for him. That's excellent right there. You got the smith coming, good stuff. And with how close you are, I'd say, you know, you can finish up to this barracks. You can close this whole thing pretty easy, even if you diagonal it or whatever else. Now, when you get this many and you already have control of this, what I would actually say is leave a few here, and you want to surround the walls. You want to see everything. And I don't know if it would do anything here. I mean, it might if you had a couple archers here, right? And it's one of those things where you never know for sure if you're going to find something, so you always should check. And it can just be 1 archer. It's all you need. And if you are going to try and hit the walls, instead of just shooting the mining camp, if I were you, I'd leave 1 here and use the other 5 and come somewhere here out in the open where it's annoying to wall behind. And try and kick those walls. Now it is a bit sketchy just because, and I see you're making spearmen here, and it's tough to know, right? Oh, he's wonging you, jeez. Okay, so that's gonna be a little dicey. I'm glad you have this little wall thing going here, because yeah. All right, definitely I agree with the double barracks. I'd even say triple. Okay, stable, that's good too. And, yeah, this, I've played against this a few times now, and what I know is, you always want to focus more on military than even villagers. Like, in some cases, I'd almost say, like, if there's enough units, you just don't even care about vills. You just want to make army. And you might even want to use villagers in helping with the siege and repairing and all that stuff, because this can get pretty dicey sometimes, especially if there's a couple scorpions out. I think your opponent actually made a mistake by going two rams at the start. Probably should have added scorpions or mangonels earlier. Good shot there. But yeah, you're going to need spears galore right here. In fact, I'd cancel all my villagers if I were you. If you lose the army fight, there's just so much exposure. You know, there's 20 villagers there. So, and even archers, I'd say archers are almost, when they're siege and knights with +1 armor, they're almost worthless. You want the spears, you want the scouts. You can even use 3 villagers to kill a couple scorpions like here. I would definitely recommend that. I mean, I don't like sacrificing villagers, but I feel like in some cases it's almost necessary. Because you know your opponent's doing almost full army here too. And you should have more villagers than he has, so that's the one thing that's in your favor. It's basically how cost effective can you win or lose the fights, and this is looking pretty dicey, obviously. But I do agree with the market. You have 600 food. You're going to have to spend as much of it as possible on this type of army here. Especially spears and scouts. And a tower. That's a good idea. This tower is a good idea for sure. I don't know if you need the blacksmith. I guess you might as well. But that's what I mean. Those extra villagers really aren't doing much because you're losing so many over here anyways. So, and you already have 37, and your opponent only has 33. So I mean, it's actually getting closer. But if you win the army fight, you will be ahead. So now here, I definitely recommend the spear armor. I mean, you only have 3 spears, so it's a little tough. But he's taking down your barracks. This game's getting out of control pretty fast. But yeah, you definitely want to hit those scorpions with the scouts and hit the rams with your villagers and hit the knights with your spears. Not too complicated, but yeah, there's a lot of things to do for sure. And it is good to wait till it gets close to your town center to do all that, because which I like what you're doing here. You're going in right when he gets too close. He's overcommitted. Get your villagers in the fight even. Just repair, buy wood, repair. Like you want right here, you need everything involved. It's do or die. But good try. So I think what I would recommend is, I mean, obviously if you had spotted this villager, it would have been a lot easier. If you had surrounded the walls with archers, it would have been really tough for him to get out. The early scout, when it had 1 HP, if you managed to escape that scout and not choose to fight with it, it might have found this as well earlier on. And if you picked it off with your archers, you would have at least, maybe he still would sneak a second one somewhere else, but at least you would have severely delayed it. Definitely, the second you see a Huang Rush, it's, I stopped making, like, I would actually recommend stop making villagers. And I almost never say that in this game, but you need spears, you need scouts, and you don't even really need archers. You need those other 2. And you kind of got to split your army in a few different spots so that the scorpions don't take you out with a few shots. And I do recommend using villagers. Not many, but at least a few, just to hit rams and things like that. You're basically going into a do or die scenario because of how powerful this can snowball. It's not like other strategies where, you know, if you lose a couple villagers. It's like, no, if you lose here, everything's exposed. Like 2 knights can eat the rest of this pretty much. So anyways, I do appreciate sending this game because I actually was not expecting a Huang Rush, even though I seen Celts and I should know better. And I seen the build for it, and I was thinking he was going to boom behind this thing because that's what I was thinking of. But obviously not the case. Even I missed some of this craziness going on here. But from his side, I would say 1 ram maybe, and then scorpions right away. Maybe 1 mangonel in there, depending. But if you see the Huang Rush enough, sometimes you can kill it by finding those villagers before they start building the building. And even if you catch it before, even if it gets the stable up, if he doesn't get the siege shop up, it's not a big deal, right? You keep adding spears. Even 1 barracks is typically enough to deal with 1 stable. And I would also recommend during the middle game, you know, before this Castle Age stuff, even if you had that 1 villager that kept going and palisading in, all the way to the edge here, at least then if it did turn into a few knights trying to raid you, they really only have, you know, they're going to have to stick on the one side. I mean, obviously it wasn't a factor this game, but it can be sometimes. But anyways, I really appreciate the game, Zeza. And I have to guess your ELO now. And so if I think about it, the Drush was good. That was pretty, you walled in, your build order was pretty good. I think your Feudal Age was definitely all right. You had a few too many on berries here and a little bit little messy in early Feudal Age. I think if you took a couple more zebras, or if you scouted this barracks a little earlier and managed to wall in, it might have been a bit easier. I'm going to guess, because your opponent definitely did play pretty good here too. I'm going to guess like 1800? I'm going to say somewhere from 1800, maybe 1900, somewhere in that range. Definitely, if you watch the game, please post what it is below in the comments, and we'll see. But thanks for sending it. See you next time.